Welcome to Finance Dojo. We aim to be the best personal finance educational channel you'll ever need. Click that subscribe button and the notification bell right now so you won't miss out. We frequently hear about the multi-million-dollar salaries of CEOs and professional athletes. As of 2022, the typical pay for a CEO in the United States is $796,134. However, when discussing larger corporations, compensations can easily reach into the tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars. For instance, in 2021 alone, Tim Cook earned more than $770 million. Rarely do even entrepreneurs earn this kind of money. However, only 15% of millionaires held executive positions as vice president, CEO, CFO, COO, etc. 93% of millionaires claim they got rich by working hard, not by earning a lot of money. Even if the firm isn't worth $1 billion, it's still rather valuable. But much of the advice we hear comes from folks who haven't accomplished anything. People use words because it's simpler than doing. Have you heard the saying, the problem with the world is that the intelligent people are full of doubt, while the stupid ones are full of confidence? As people learn more, they discover how much they don't know. Sometimes the obvious isn't so obvious. Since most individuals are poor or live paycheck to paycheck, foolish advice is understandable. Let's look at 5 common foolish pieces of advice that people often give. Number 1. Quit school and create your own business. This is common advice and it seems plausible. If he did it, why can't you? When you look at anyone's success, it seems effortless, as if they become successful overnight, especially athletes. As if anyone can do that. What's holding you back? Think about how many athletes tried as hard as others, yet didn't make it. They suffered injuries, lacked enough support, or they barely outperformed their best peer. There are many athletes in the world. You only knew a small number of people, though, who succeeded. They're referred to as the survivors. The top few in this industry make the most money. For instance, Cristiano Ronaldo earns over $1 million every Instagram post, but few athletes do. Even most top earners don't make much. Any other area of life is the same. At least 9 startups failed for everyone that succeeded. Perhaps it wasn't the proper moment for their ideas, they lacked funding, or the leadership was lacking. So if someone tells you that Steve Jobs quit school and built the biggest company in the world, that doesn't mean that if you drop out of school, you'll end up like him. In reality, the research reveals that graduates generally fare better than non-graduates in terms of their financial and personal lives. This advice is offered by financially uneducated persons. Any successful individual would tell you it depends on your strength and circumstances. If you need to drop out to pursue your ambitions, do so, but be smart about it. Number 2. Life is short. It's time to quit saving money and start living. This is wise advice. It makes no sense to live in perpetual anxiety about the future. Why put so much money into savings when you might never see it? What happens if you die tomorrow? What if you're stuck by a car? So take advantage of it now. If you need more, you'll earn it. That makes sense. However, that's not how the world works. First of all, you can never predict when you will pass away. This is not often planned. Sometimes, things are beyond our control. Second, as you get older, your expenses rise. Do you recall your teenage years? $1,000 was a lot then, but it doesn't cover rent now. Whatever money you make today won't be enough tomorrow as you become older. That is typical because as your needs and wants increase, so do your spending habits. Therefore, if you live with such an attitude, you will soon find yourself living paycheck to paycheck. But by that time, it will be too late to take any action, especially if you plan to start a family and have children. 61% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck due to rising inflation. As a result, even while it makes sense to enjoy the moment, you should constantly be thinking ahead, especially in terms of money. If you don't need the additional money right away, always save and invest. Number 3. Paying rent is a waste of money. People keep telling me that renting is a waste of money. Similar to burning money, your mortgage payment is going to someone else. Why waste money on rent when you can have a mortgage and a house in 30 years? This is poor logic. Even if owning a property is cheaper long term, you won't waste money when you rent. You are getting something in return. You don't receive the car when you get an Uber. The driver is not yours. You also do not receive the company. You're only receiving a service. The Uber will get you from A to B, as well as rent a property. The objective of a house is to have a roof over your head, so when you rent, you have a place to stay. People think renting is a waste of money when they can purchase a property for the same price. And here is where the misunderstanding begins. Most individuals merely compare the regular price tag of buying a property versus renting. I'm not discouraging someone from purchasing a property, but if sometimes it's not the greatest decision when the market is at its peak. Number 4. Irregular schedule or routine makes life boring. I heard this often throughout college. To be able to get up at the same time every day and begin my morning routine, I would never stay out late with friends and would nearly always be home before midnight. My friends used to complain that my life was boring and repetitive since I always followed the same routine. But the reality is that establishing a routine is the only way to achieve financial independence. Routine is the key to success. I have accomplished everything because I have the self-discipline to push myself to go closer to my objective every single day. When you lack a routine, you are continuously preoccupied. Although it may feel like your life is more engaging now, you will look back on it in a few years and wonder, why did time fly so fast that I haven't fulfilled any of my goals? Number 5. Keep on trying. You'll succeed eventually. I despise quitting. Imagine putting such a significant amount of work into anything only to find out that it was a waste of time in the end. Successful people, so the saying goes, never give up. They continue to attempt till they succeed. But that's not how the world works. If you tried and it worked, keep adjusting your strategy until you find what works. And if it doesn't, try something new. There are certainly successful examples of people who have truly achieved success, but they are the minority. Even if we use Steve Jobs, the most successful entrepreneur, the board decided to terminate him since he handled Apple so poorly. He decided to try something new and established Pixar. The business was so prosperous that Disney purchased it for $7.6 billion. That concludes our topic for the day. As always, this video is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. You should always do your own research and speak to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.